Welcome children, we're back with another MCQ. This is part 2 on the face of it from the book Vista for class 12th, and this is chapter number 6. This is the part 2 of total 4 different parts. So let's begin quickly. The first MCQ for part 2 is, what specific things about Mr. Lamb does Derry notice? It had a positive outlook, always remains happy in spite of his deformity, a man of firm resolution, or all of these. So we know all of these are applicable on Mr. Lamb, so all of these has been noticed. Next question. Where was Mr. Lamb's house? On a tree, or in a street, on the road, or inside the garden? So we know that Mr. Lamb's house was inside the garden. So correct answer is inside the garden. What draws Derry towards Lamb? His appearance, his grief, or his positive outlook, or all of these? So children, again a very simple answer for this. Derry was drawn towards Lamb because of his positive outlook. How was Mr. Lamb happy in spite of his disability? Because of his acceptance of it, because he had grown old, or because he was wise, or all of these? So children, again an easy one. Mr. Lamb was happy in spite of his disability because of his acceptance, and because of his also grown old, and he was wise as well. So all of these is the correct answer. What complex does Derry suffer from? Oedipus, inferiority, superiority, or all of these? So we know, children, Derry suffers from inferiority complex. He is, thinking that he's inferior to others. That's the complex Derry had. Why, even in spite of physical disability, Mr. Lamb did not feel lonely? Because he never let himself to be alone and keep himself busy? Because he had a garden, he had servant, or because he was busy? So children, the answer for this is because he never let himself to be alone, and he always kept himself busy, either by plucking apples, or making jelly, or mingling with children. So that's the reason. What did Mr. Lamb tell about himself? He never minded even if children teased him. Still he was happy. He had a tin leg, or all these? So children, we know all of the options are correct about Mr. Lamb. So he used to tell himself about all of these. Why did Derry like to be alone? Because of inferiority complex, because of burnt face, or because he could not bear with people's comments, or all of these? So children, again it's an easy one. Derry wanted to be always alone because of his inferiority complex, which we just picked up in the last MCQ, and because he had a burnt face and he could not bear with people's comments. People used to comment on his burnt face. That's why. So all of these. Oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong button. It's all of these. So why did Derry always find a vacant place to live? Because he was scared of people, because of inferiority complex, as he had a burnt face, or he liked to be alone, or all of these? Again, all of these. Why was Derry startled entering the garden? Because he expected no one else but seeing Mr. Lamb, because of trees, or because of apples, or none? So children, Derry was startled entering the garden because he expected nobody else but just Mr. Lamb. But there were a lot of people. So that's the incorrect answer we gave. Why did Derry like to be alone? Because of all these. So next question. Why did Derry develop an inferiority complex? He did not have much money. Because of his burnt face, he did not have a big house, or none. So we know Derry developed inferiority complex because mainly of his burnt face. He felt, that he was inferior to others. In what sense was friendship between Lamb and Derry fruitful? Both were good companions, and Lamb's mature experiences and words helped Derry to have a positive view of life because of his maturity, because he gave him fruit to eat, or none? So again, an easy one. Both were good companions, and Lamb's mature experiences and words helped Derry to have a positive view of life. How the meeting with Mr. Lamb became a turning point for Derry? It became a turning point for Derry because he encouraged Derry to be friends with everyone and not to be bothered by their comments. He taught him look at everything positively. He taught him to admire everything or all of this. So we know Mr. Lamb was a totally positive person, and he told all these things, and that was a turning point for Derry. Why did Mr. Lamb call Derry blessed? Because he was young, because except a burnt face, he had a perfectly healthy body, because he had a mother, or because he had friends. Children, answer for this is Mr. Lamb called Derry blessed because except a burnt face, he had a perfectly healthy body. Which story did Mr. Lamb narrate to Derry? The Snowman, the Dwarfman, the Beauty of the Beast, or Cinderella? You will have to remember this answer, children. Answer is the Beauty of the Beast. What kind of garden did Mr. Lamb have? Plum garden, cherry garden, peach garden, or apple garden? Again, an easy one. Mr. Lamb had apple garden. Why did Mr. Lamb keep the door of his garden open? To avoid opening the door again and again, to get fresh air, to have fine contact with the outer world and enjoy, or to let the people come in. So children, answer for this is Lamb kept the door open of his garden open to have fine contact with the outer world and enjoy. He enjoyed meeting people. How did Derry burn his face? By hot water, acid burnt his face, in a fire, or with a gas stove? Again, easy one. Derry burnt his face because of acid. So acid burnt his face. What did Derry learn from the fairy tale? How to make friends, learn to love and appreciate himself, how to look beautiful, and all of these. Children, again, easy one, all of these. That brings to the second part, last question MCQ. I hope you're enjoying this. If you are, please do subscribe, like, and share with your friends also. And I wish you all the very good luck and best wishes for your life. So last MCQ is, why did Mr. Lamb not have curtains in his house? Because he wanted visitors in his house. It's difficult to wash, too expensive, or none. Answer for that is because he wanted visitors in his house. Thank you, children, for watching.